All right, guys, now I'm going to take you through some of the basics that we would typically do with somebody after a total knee replacement. These are also things that you should be doing prior to the knee surgery as well to help with strengthening, maintaining range of motion, flexibility, reducing that pain. So the first thing I would tell you that you're going to want to have is a nice firm armed chair with a back. It doesn't look like there's a back on this one, but there's a back. It's just clear. So what I'm going to go ahead and do to start with my first one, and what I want you guys to think about is stay nice, tall, and upright here. And if you have to lean back against the chair, you can if you're having too much pain or you don't have the strength. But I would always recommend kind of trying to come forward in the chair, sit up nice and tall, get those shoulders away from our ears. And I want you to count the repetitions, because if you count the repetitions, it means you're not holding your breath. And with any of these exercises after any replacement, they're very painful and we want to tend to brace. We don't want to be doing that, okay? So the first and the most simple that we're going to do are some ankle mobility exercises, because what goes on at that ankle directly impacts what's going on at the knee, and that calf helps to move fluid from, like, pumping that calf muscle helps to push that fluid and that blood back towards your heart. All right, so nice and tall. We're going to do 10 of these. I want you to think full range of motion, and it doesn't matter where you're starting, just work towards that, okay? So we're going to lift the toes all the way up, and then the heels all the way up. Let's do 10 of those. So this is 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Okay? Now the next one that I'm going to have you guys do is going to be focusing on the muscles on the back of your leg. And the stronger those muscles are, the more it's going to help us balance our gait out. It's also going to help us with that knee flexion. So what I want you to think about is I'm going to push my heel into the ground, and I want you to think like you're pushing that heel and we're pulling that leg back towards the chair. And you can do them both at the same time, or do one at a time. This is going to be my surgery leg here. And I'm pushing that heel in, and I want to try and get my hamstrings, my calf firing on the back of my leg. So I'm going to push down into the ground and just hold it for a couple seconds. We're going to do 10 of them. Again, count with me. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now after doing this, it's very common, this knee is painful, these muscles are tight, that you might get some cramping. So the next thing I would tell you to do is let's just do some ankle circles. We can do them on both sides, just do the surgery leg, but let's do 5 of these guys. We'll go each direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go the other way now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can do those at any time when you're doing your exercises. It's very common for things to want to cramp. This helps keep everything loosened up, or even just wiggling that leg around to kind of try and keep everything loosened up. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is called a long arc quad, or literally think of doing a kick. But we are trying to get this quadricep muscle here, your thigh muscle, to fire. It helps to stabilize that leg. The stronger it is, the better our gait sequence is going to be. And in the beginning, you might not get a whole lot of range of motion. It doesn't matter. Just do what you can and try and get that leg as straight as possible. So again, nice, tall, and upright. Count with me as we go through it. So we're kicking it out, and we want to hold it for just a second. There's 1. Slowly lower it down. Don't let it just fall. 2. Control it as it goes down. 3. Squeeze that quad muscle. Control it as it goes down. 4. 5, 6, again, keep counting, keep breathing, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And again, if things are wanting to cramp, go ahead and wiggle those feet around, wiggle that leg around. All right. Now, if you guys have a baking dish at home, these work great. You can also use a plastic bag. You can also use a paper plate. You can also use nothing. This just tends to be easier. It slides across carpet, slides across linoleum. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put my foot in this tray. And what we're going to work on doing is bending that knee. And ultimately what we're going to try and do is bring it back a little bit further each time. And we want to hold it for a little bit each time. And now when you're doing this, I want you to breathe while you're doing it. Try and breathe through it and try and not brace as much as you possibly can. So we're going to pull it back, get it to where we can tolerate it. It should be strong but not killing you. We're going to hold it for a couple seconds. And then we're going to go ahead and push it back out. Push out through that heel. And that's 1. Pull it back, pull that heel. Pull, pull, pull. Use the back of that leg. Get it to where you can tolerate it. Hold it. Breathe, breathe. Push it out, push it out, push it out. There's 2. We're pulling it back. Pull it back. Use those muscles on the back of the leg, those hamstrings. Get it to where you can tolerate it. Let's hold it for a couple seconds. Push it back out. I think this is 4 or 3, I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and pull it back in again. Use those hamstrings. Pull, pull, pull. Hold it for a few seconds. Then we're going to push it back out. We're going to say it's 5. Now we're going to pull it back in. Pull, pull, pull. Hamstrings. Pull, pull, pull. Try and go a little farther if you can. Hold it for a few seconds. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push it back out. 6. Pull it back. Hold it for a few seconds. Push it back out. 7. Pull it back. Try and go a little bit farther. Hold it for a few seconds. Push it back out. 8. Pull it back. Hold it for a few seconds. Again, see if we can get it back a little bit farther. Push it back out. There's 9. Last one. Let's see if you can make it a good one. Pull it back as far as you can. Hold it there. Breathe. Push it back out. And there is 10. And go ahead and circle that ankle out to loosen everything up. But those are some of the basic exercises that you're going to see seated following a knee replacement. You can do those. I would actually recommend doing a couple sets of each of those exercises and do those 2 to 3 times a day.